sauce. Fill your boots, pal.
Our next guest is never one of the usual suspects. He's the BAFTA, Golden Globe and Oscar-winning actor who's been lighting up screens for 40 years. He now stars in the Phoenician Scheme out this Friday. So please welcome the Auspicio Delicio Benicio del Toro.
Not bad, Vassos. Not bad.
Thank you.
Benicio!
Thank you.
How are you, mate?
Good.
Oh, gosh.
Better now.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it? It's quite
good
fun.
intro.
So you went to see the film with your friends who were in it and helped you make it in Cannes last week, your brand new film, The Phoenician Scheme. And you and the team received a 7.5-minute standing ovation.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. What does one do in that 7.5 minutes? Does it ever get awkward or what happens?
Well, that's a good question. I think you just do this. You
Really?
stutter.
And you think, are you? I mean, would you rather? It's great to get a standing ovation anyway, but 7 minutes. Do you think at some point, yeah, that'll do now. We're done here.
Yeah, I think so. I also think that you got to be careful and not completely believe it. I don't believe the clapping. I take it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful, but I don't believe it.
I take it around with me for the rest of the day. Come on, the clapping. Come this way, the clapping. 7.5 minutes. It's funny though, isn't it? I wonder how the crowd decides to stop. Do you know what I mean?
I think people, the talent starts to move out.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not there for every movie. Maybe every movie is a 7.5 minute plus. You never know. Yeah.
7.5 minutes. It's a long.
Yeah.
That is a long time, isn't it?
It is a long time.
Let's just try 30 seconds of standing ovation. Now let's see how awkward that gets on the radio. So let's go 30 seconds. Here we go. 5 seconds. 10 seconds.
You guys are too much. All right.
15 seconds. 20 seconds. 25. Keep it up, come on.
Thank you.
And we're done.
Okay, thank you. I'll see you next year.
Cheers, Benicio. Nice to see you. I think that went quite well. He seemed like a nice guy, didn't he? But that and another 7 minutes. Jeez, Louise. Great though. So was that the first?
It goes fast. It goes fast.
Thank goodness. Was that the first time you saw the film? I believe it was in its entirety.
My second time.
Second time.
Yeah.
And you say you were blown away by it. You're super proud of it. It was mesmerising. We're talking about the Phoenician Scheme. For people who don't know, what is the Phoenician Scheme and who is Zsa Zsa?
The Phoenician Scheme is the newest Wes Anderson movie. Who's one of the, I think, in my opinion, one of the most original directors working right now. And Zsa Zsa is a tycoon businessman who is looking for redemption, and he doesn't know it at the beginning of the film. So it's and his daughter is the main, played by Mia Tripleton. He evolves into a different person and hopefully a better person by the end of the film.
All right, so that's nicely framed, by the way. Thank you for that.
I tried.
It's not easy to frame a Wes Anderson film. You've got to see them to understand completely what's going on. But they are things of beauty. They are works of art. And everybody's saying there's never been a bad Wes Anderson film. This is his 13th. They're saying this is the best one for a decade. 5 stars in the Telegraph, 7.5 minute standing ovation. You absolutely love it. And you can tell that you love it. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And you talked about one of your co-stars there. Would that be Kate Winslet's little girl?
Yes.
Yes, it would.
Yes.
And she smashes it as well.
She smashes it. Strong. She's been working, but this is her, spot in the sun for the first time, I think.
Yeah.
And she really does a terrific job, and you have to see it to believe it. Yeah.
So
the apple doesn't
fall far from the tree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Zsa Zsa himself, he reminded me a little bit of why would this be Howard Hughes?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's would he be a billionaire in his times?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Big time billionaire. The film starts with a plane crash It's not the first. It won't be the last. And then there's this amazing bathtub scene. Now, how long were you in the bathtub for? Tell us about this. You acting in double time, being filmed in slow time. Tell us all about, because it's beautiful. The bathtub scene is a thing of absolute beauty and leads you down the garden path for what's about to happen.
Yes. Well, here's the deal. I knew there was a bathtub scene. I'm ready. I get in the bathtub. And then Wes Anderson comes up to me, the director, and says, we're going to do this in slow motion.
Yeah.
We're going to shoot it in slow motion. And I said, okay, very good. But I need you to act fast. And everyone around you is going to act fast. There's these nurses coming in and taking care of him and bringing him food and all that stuff. And I said, but wait, doesn't that checks it? If we do it, you shoot it in slow motion and act fast, then that means that we should shoot it in normal.
Yeah.
Normal, but it doesn't. It becomes something else, and it's something to really admire because when I saw it, it was just a little bit different than just slow motion or just doing it at normal speed. And then, I was there for a good 8 hours sitting in that bathtub.
Do you even get out of the bath?
Not really. I don't know.
What do you mean not really? You either did or you didn't.
We were trying to nail it,
Right.
And acting fast is very hard. Meaning I had to turn a page of a book that I'm reading. I have to eat eggs. I have to drink. I have to take medicine. And all these people are coming in and out of the bathroom. And it was just kind of hard to work fast. So we wanted to get it was like choreographing a dance.
That's so funny because I heard you talking to Michael Douglas about acting, and you said to him back then, it was before this, of course, you said the one thing, I do act a bit fast because directors have told you to slow down in the past, and Wes is asking you to do the opposite.
Completely do the opposite and, read fast. I'm a slow reader.
I've just learned to slow down. Didn't you see my interview with Michael Douglas? I've just learned to slow down. Why? Maybe he only hired you because you were fast. Maybe that was the deal.
Maybe that was
But it's such a Wes Anderson idea, that, isn't it? So,
Yes.
Film in slow-mo, actor speeds up, normal brains like yours and mine, to a certain extent, well, that neutralises itself. No, it doesn't, because it's gonna be wonky. People are gonna find it interesting, but they're not gonna know why, and that's typical him, isn't it?
And it's an amazing sequence when you see it. I got a chance to see it in Cannes in a big screen like that, and it was like, wow.
Yeah, because it's just a bit off, which gets you interested, doesn't it?
Yes.
It just holds you in there, it hooks you in. He's obviously an amazing director. I saw you doing a sort of press thing with you and like most of the rest of the cast, 9 or 10 of you, and Wes Anderson. You were sitting next to him at Cannes. Do you remember that? In front of the press. Now, there's Wes Anderson looking like he's in ABBA back in the day, right? He looks like Benny or Bjorn back in the day. And by that, I mean that only as a compliment, in as much as I've been around, you've been around it a lot more than I have, that directing a movie, writing, because he does that as well. Writing a movie, creating the movie, writing the screenplay time and time again, draft number 25, draft number 30, casting the movie, getting the money together, sorting the money out, and then directing is like one of the most stressful things on the planet. So this isn't his first rodeo. It's his 13th major feature film. He's made loads of shorts before that. He looks like he's just come out of a health spa. He looks like the most relaxed man on the planet. What's going on there, Benicio?
Don't let them see you sweat. That's something you learn. But he does have incredible energy.
Right.
He's unique in that way. I mean, and he motivates everybody.
How?
Well, just by calling me and wanting me to be in the film. I've been doing movies for a long time, and suddenly I'm pumped up. I can't sleep. I can't wait for the new draft to come in. He motivates you in the way, just because he is Wes Anderson and his movies are superb and any actor would want to be a part of his universe. 2, the script is completely original, unpredictable. The character is full of contradictions, which is yummy for any actor a hell of a challenge for any actor to try to tackle. And then number 3, I'd say the cast. He gets an incredible cast. Tom Hanks, Benedict Cumberbatch, Michael Cera,
Brian.
Brian
Cranston.
Bryan Cranston, yes. Rupert Friend, Scarlett Johansson. It's just an incredible cast. Jeffrey Wright, Matthew Amalric, the French actor. It's a.
By the way, these aren't actors that have been in Wes Anderson films over the years. Benicio's just named the cast of this one film.
Yes, and they come in and they just lift everything up, and you have a blast.
When you put it like that, it becomes so obvious.
Right.
It's like a great chef. They say, if you have the right ingredients, the better the ingredients, the less you have to do with them. I mean, obviously, the script is the tablecloth in the restaurant and the kitchen and all that kind of stuff.
It's working with any great director, but with Wes Anderson in this case is like taking a motivation pill.
And once you're in, you're not always in. You still got to earn your stripes with a Wes Anderson film. But he does have this family, this growing family, doesn't he? And it's not your first rodeo with him. How did you get invited first time? And who's joined the family since you jumped on board?
Well, I was invited the first time by a phone call. He called me up.
Does he call you himself?
He called me himself.
On the mobile, on the cell phone?
On the cell phone.
Right.
I never asked how he got my number.
Yeah.
But, he calls you, and my movies that I've been doing movies for a long time, most of them, they tilt towards documentary.
Right.
Even though they're fiction, they tilt towards documentary.
Yeah.
His movies tilt towards theater.
Yeah.
I study theater, but so it was kind of like I immediately recognized the fact that he was thinking outside the box for asking me to join his world. So that's how it went the first time. And what was the other question?
No. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We can roll with the punches. It's
good.
Fine.
Okay.
Obviously, his films are beautiful to look at. Everything's like a masterpiece. There were masterpieces within this masterpiece. Tell us about the paintings, the hundreds of millions of dollars for the paintings that were real paintings in this room. Where did he get them? Where are they now? Were you tempted to steal one? What was that all about?
All of the above.
Yes.
I was sitting there one day, and there's this lady and this gentleman standing there, and they're new on the set. And I said, "What are they doing?" And they're keeping an eye on the Magritte behind you.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, that's a real Magritte?" And I immediately got up and I went to look at it.
Yeah.
And it just, for a minute, I owned that Magritte. Between action and cut. I could have taken it, improvised, and keep walking and get on a plane and go.
And there were Renoirs around and
there
everything.
There was a Renoir in Mia's
Because Wes is like,
room.
It's really important that the real paintings.
That's a good question for him. But I tell you what, it just made that moment of like breaking between setups magical.
Yeah, of course. And all the actors in all the different interviews about the film, they've all been talking about it.
Yes.
It's pretty cool, man.
Pretty amazing.
And like the other thing about there's loads of things about his films. They're beautiful to look at. Of course, the colorization is amazing. The styling is amazing. The composition of every single scene is amazing. Like I say, you can pause it, and it's like, well, that's a masterpiece. And it's 120 frames per second. Blah blah blah. You got all that going on. Did you know? Because I didn't know this, Benicio del Toro, that in this film, for the first time ever, he deploys the Dutch angle.
What's the Dutch angle?
What's the Dutch angle?
Is it up, down, like that?
The Dutch angle is a handheld shot, which is off.
Okay.
So that if it was a headshot, the head is coming out of the corner of the screen. That's the Dutch angle.
The Hitchcock thing.
Well.
Or the third man.
First deployed, Benicio, in 1929 in a movie called The Man in the Movie, and later on, most famously deployed in the 39 Steps.
The 39 Steps, Carol Reed. Yeah.
I don't know how it's called the Dutch angle, but I just wanted to chat with you about that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't know that it was the first time he used it.
Okay. And the other question I always ask actors is, do you know what the term rap means? It's a rap.
Yes.
Go on. What does it mean?
See ya.
Yeah. Okay. But what does it actually stand?
Adios.
What does it actually stand for?
Rest and peace.
Nearly. It's because it's WRAP. Yeah. Wind, reel, and print. It's a wrap. Come on, Benicio.
There you go.
Did you know that?
I'm going to take my pen out now. Yeah.
That's all I got. Okay. Now, you are having fun with this film. And again, that interview you did with Michael Douglas, which I absolutely loved. In that, you were saying you fancied a bit of comedy. You fancied doing comedy. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, you said, I really want to do some comedy. I really want to get together with some comedy.
here I am.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
When you first started, way back in the day, classically, was he the class clown? Yes, you were the class clown. Apparently, I don't know if that's true because I've never interviewed you before. Which is a bit of acting going on there. And then the story to you in acting goes, well, your dad was a lawyer, and he says, well, actually, it's not like being a lawyer. And you thought, well, it sort of is because we all sort of act anyhow. Is that right?
Yeah.
Because we do, don't we? You're acting now, I'm acting now. I'm pretending to be a DJ. You're pretending to...
You're doing pretty good. Yeah. But, the voice, everything, the rhythm, you're going fast, too. You're in a Wes Anderson movie. I think that we all act differently
100%.
in different situations.
Yeah,
We're all actors. The difference is, like, I think I make interpretations. I go from one story to the next, and I think that's but everyone is an actor.
Yeah, of course. And we interbe with each other, don't we? So we have our own sort of schedule for the day from an acting point of view. But then again, we come across co-stars, and it's like, oh, it's a bit of improvisation going on here now.
There you go. Yeah.
How's Benicio going to be today? What kind of mood's he going to? How do we get him in the best mood for the interview?
Yeah.
La 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 la. When you signed up for acting, it was just to fill the school hours, to fill the schedule. Is that true?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes. Well, I was in college. It was my first year, and I said I want to make the schedule easier for me. And I saw a class that said Acting 101. And I said I can't fail that. So I decided to do that. And I remember the first day I walked in, the teacher said that this was the right time to study acting because I was 18. And he goes, at 18, you have a knowledge and a little bit of understanding about life. And, life is your first tool for acting. So that was kind of basically hearing that I was on time for something was kind of like a good sign.
And so it went from a time hustle to a hustle to a side hustle to you realizing that you actually liked it and people saying you were quite good at it. Do you remember the tipping point?
In college was I think I was playing dead. And the teacher came up to me and said, that was very good.
It's a really good dead.
Yeah, it's a good dead.
What was so good about your dead?
I don't know. I think I fell asleep. I don't know. But I remember that was one of the tipping points. And then the other one was later I auditioned for the Stella Adler Conservatory in the West Coast, and I got offered a scholarship. So that was the card that made me feel like, well, there's a group of people here that think I'm doing the right thing. Because as actors, you're alone in this, especially when you're starting. It's like everything is against you, and everyone.
No mean feat, the Stella Adler. For people who don't know, it's huge deal. Quite rightly so. How come? For people
One of
who
the
don't
great
know?
acting teachers in America. She was perhaps the only one of the original teachers that actually studied with Stanislavski, who's kind of like the one who brings psychology to the characters, where now you have to look at the characters almost like a psychiatrist. You have to understand their motivations and give the characters a past, etc.
Yeah. And did she teach Brando, or have I got that?
Yes,
she taught Marlon Brando.
She did.
Oh my God.
She did.
What?
Many actors study with him and with her, and directors, Brando, Warren Beatty, Robert De Niro. So Mark Ruffalo also. He was with me.
Yeah, you worked with Mark, didn't you?
Salma Hayek.
But Brando. What did she tell you about Brando? Because he revolutionised acting, didn't he?
Yes, I think so. Well,
along with her, I would imagine.
Yes.
How did they do it together?
Well, I think that Brando, I think he just brought in a sense of reality to the characters that it broke a lot of rules, perhaps. I think that, the main thing about her was just forcing the actor to really understand what the writer is trying to say, and also, as an actor, you're telling the story. You have to tell the story. So I think that's one of the things that when I watch a Brando movie, also aside the fact that he was talented before her, is that there's never a moment that I am bored with Brando.
Yeah, you can't be, can you? Because there's so much going on. Isn't it? Even when he's doing nothing, you think, what's going on with that guy?
Oh, gee, yeah.
And because he was he the first sort? I don't know. You know better than me. Was he the first sort of non-performative? Do you know what I mean? Less theatrical. Because DJs were actors originally. Because there was no such thing as a DJ, so they got people who could act because they could speak clearly behind a microphone. And I suppose when the movie started, they took people off the stage and just put them in front of a camera. And so he was more specifically this is how you bring the camera alive.
I don't know, because there's other actors before him also that were telling the truth in a different way, but he brought this realism to. Remember, he starts in the theater, but he also the work you take Streetcar Named Desire, you take Viva Zapata, and you take then On the Waterfront.
Yeah.
Three completely different human beings. And it's incredible to see his work in Viva Zapata, because this is a guy from the Midwest playing an indigenous, Mexican revolutionary. And as you go through it, you forget and you just root for him. So, he was really at another level, really.
You worked with Tony Hopkins as well, and I was watching this thing last night, again, another actor studio thing, about how Tony Hopkins learns his script. And he says, and somebody else really famous, I can't remember who it was, but Robert Duvall, he says, basically, he gets a script and he reads it 250 times. Do you know this?
I know that. Repeats the lines 250 times. And you know what? For the Wes Anderson movie, I had to take that approach, which is different. I usually let the words come to me. But here, because of the amount of dialogue in Wes's movie, The Phoenician Scheme, I had to go to the word first. So that was a different way of approaching this character for me.
Right. And did Anthony Hopkins tell you that?
I knew about it. I think I knew before another legend. I think I knew about it before I met him.
Yeah, and it worked for you, because you say really cutely in another interview I've seen about Phoenician that you said, look, I really want, of course I want to do your movie, but there's a lot of lines here, man. If you give me chance to you said the word practice. If you give me time to practice, I'll do it.
Well, yeah, he said to me, there's a lot of talking here. Are you going to be okay with that? And I went well, if I got time to practice, I can. And so in a way I was saying, if I can do the Anthony Hopkins, 250 repetition sets, on every line, maybe I can get there.
Well, they always say, don't they, about actors? David Lean said, just know your lines and turn up on time. That's all I ask, and we'll have some fun after that. But if you don't come with that, we can't have any fun.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And he says he and Duvall say 250 times, and then once you've done that, then just literally go and have some fun. Then go into a world of imagination with all the things you know. And so because of the word count, because you are famous for fewer words than more, like Clint Eastwood and other great screen actors, were you nervous? Were you more nervous than usual?
Yeah. I was panicking.
Panic.
Well, I wanted to be ahead of the story.
Of course.
And I started to fall behind because you're shooting it, and I can't learn my line. I had to, Wes is known for having these amazing dinners where all these casts, great actors come in and they all sit down and break bread together, and I couldn't do them because I had to go back to my room. I mean, I did some of them. I'm not going to miss the time to have dinner with Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston, but I couldn't do it every night.
That's so funny, because that is Francis Ford Coppola used to do that a lot, didn't he?
Right. Wes makes it a thing. It's like going to the Golden Globes every night. You got Scarlett Johansson here. You got Jeffrey Wright. You got Rupert Friend. It's just a lot of fun.
Jeffrey Wright was on the show a few months ago. I so fanboyed him. I was a bit sort of tongue-tied when he. I mean, I think you're great. Don't get me wrong, but he's just got something else going on.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's got the voice.
He's got the voice for a star. That's not fair on everybody else. Yeah. You mentioned to Tom there. Is it true, Tom Hanks? Is it true that you grew up thinking Tom Jones was Elvis Presley?
Yes, because Tom Jones. I grew up in Puerto Rico, and Tom Jones would come to Puerto Rico and do shows in Puerto Rico, and for some reason I put them together. I told him that too.
Yeah, you messaged him on a show.
Yeah, I did.
So you're.
I hope he took it as a compliment.
No, he did. Yeah, I'm sure. I know
Yeah.
he's got a great. He's a fan. He was best friends with Elvis Presley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Elvis Presley said something like, now and again, a once in a lifetime voice comes round, and why did Tom Jones have to come round in mine? Which is not a bad thing.
That's pretty
How
good,
old were you before you realised Tom Jones wasn't Elvis Presley, or was it on that chat show that night when you met him?
No. I was. It was a little bit later, but yeah. But it was like my dad and my mom listened to Tom Jones, so and then I think I came to Elvis Presley through the Beatles.
Really?
Wow.
I
think John Lennon had a pin that said Elvis Presley.
Right, so you went backwards. Yeah. In the Phoenician Scheme, there is a basketball sequence. Did you request that there was a basketball sequence in there?
In the Phoenician Scheme?
Yeah.
No.
Because you love basketball.
I do.
I won't say what happens in the scene, but it's ironic if one knows how good you were, maybe still are at basketball.
No basketball. I'm not anymore. I don't play it as much. Oh yeah, I used to be good. I used to play it. That was all my energy.
That was your thing.
All my energy as growing up.
How good were you?
I was good on. There's two different types of basketball. There's a rural basketball and there's a city basketball.
Yeah.
When you go into the city basketball, that's another level.
Yeah.
I was good in the rural basketball world.
And you had posters of your favourite basketball players on the wall at home?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Dr. J.
Yeah.
Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem was the best, man.
Oh,
did you see that? What was the Super Series about basketball about the Lakers? Did you see it? The one with John C. Reilly in?
Oh, no, I didn't see.
Oh, God,
I
it's
didn't
so
see.
good,
Yes, I love him.
You're a big fan of Super Telly, aren't you? Because Super Telly now is like movies, and you love that.
Super Telly.
Like the Netflix and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's as good, they've sort of
I did a movie for Netflix. It was good, too. Reptile is called. But...
Yeah, and you've worked with Taylor Sheridan?
Yes, I did.
Of course you have.
Sicario 1 and 2.
Famously.
Yeah.
And Taylor Sheridan, Yellowstone, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Landman?
No.
Oh, have you heard about it?
No.
Oh, you can't see Landman.
No, yes.
So Landman is like it's like Dallas for Today. Written by Taylor, starring Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton, yes.
You got to be in the next series. It's so good.
Oh, yes. I will. I've been told about it.
Oh my God, it's so good.
There's so much out there to see.
I know, it's
and
the
I'm
best.
still catching up with Humphrey Bogart films.
Yeah, we're so lucky. I mean, the consumer has never been luckier. We are,
or the actor.
Well,
because there's more opportunity now than ever.
I can only speak from our point of view. You can speak from both point of views because you're a consumer and an actor. I'm just a consumer.
Uh-huh.
Great to consume your stuff, though, Benicio.
You're doing pretty good at acting now.
Yeah, well, but imposter syndrome. I was thinking about that yesterday. Not because of you at all, right? But I believe. Well, what does that mean? Right? Because I don't know, so I don't really want to believe anything. I want to know stuff, but I want to know. I currently believe, but I hate believing. I want to know that anybody who's any good suffers from imposter syndrome. What do you think?
Yeah, you just try to fight it. You don't want to feel it's a fake.
Yeah.
But it's true. Yeah. I mean, I pretend to be an ace with a gun.
Yeah.
If you get me a gun right now, I'll probably drop it.
Yeah.
So, but you just also don't want to be fake.
Yeah. You are cool. I know you can't say that, but do you ever feel imposter syndrome about being cool? Because I bet you don't feel cool at all, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you are.
You're cool too.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm really not.
Okay.
I'm really not.
Okay.
I'm really not. You've been nominated for like 80 odd awards. You've won 40 something awards. I mean, it's sweet. Life is sweet, isn't it?
I'm not counting, but yes, life is sweet.
Life is sweet, man.
Yeah, life is good. Yeah.
Did you ever think it would get this good?
No, I don't look back that much.
Yeah.
I have
But
a
I'm
short-term
looking
memory.
Forward.
But yeah, I look forward, and but life is good. Here I am. I'm doing okay. I'm part of a great, I consider a very good film. So yeah, life is good. But when you perform and you're doing movies and you can't look back. You need to have a short-term memory because there's ups and downs.
Yeah. I forget most things.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but I just get on with tomorrow.
You just want to,
It's so cool, isn't
stay
it?
positive.
I know you got to go. You really. I know you got to go. I know you got to go. Is it true that you were once paid $5 million not to be in a film?
Not true. $5 million not to be in a film?
Because I heard you signed it. It was a payoff play. I've experienced payoff play, great contracts for American Gangster, but it never got made.
Yes, the version, it got made, not with me.
Yeah.
It got made a little bit later, but yes.
Was that? It doesn't matter. I just find that fascinating. I thought that's how good he is. He gets paid millions of dollars not to be in films. No. Never happened.
Well, no, it did happen.
Right.
But I don't know if it was
five.
No.
It was some money.
No.
You got paid.
But maybe we should start making phone calls.
Did you get paid some money not to be in a great film?
Well,
It doesn't matter. I don't really care.
But it wasn't like it sounds like I'm in the film and then I go, well, I don't want to be in the film.
No, not at all. No, it wasn't. No, I know.
Yeah.
No, I know that.
Yeah,
I know that.
okay,
Sorry,
yeah,
I didn't mean
yeah,
to
yeah.
intimate that.
No,
Universal nearly got it together, didn't quite get it together, and you had to move on to do other stuff.
Yes.
Benicio.
Yeah.
Great to see you, man. Anything else you'd like to say to your wonderful fans who have been so excited about you coming on the show?
No, I just think I hope they enjoy the Phoenician Scheme.
Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Benicio del Toro. Let's give him another 30 seconds standing up. As you walk, you've got to go because you're so busy. You've got to go. Benicio's got to go, everyone. Cheers, Benicio. Thank you so much. Thank you. Benicio del Toro! Rhymes with tomorrow! No need for sorrow!